Rock chemistry. Rock chemistry. Rock chemistry. Follow the leader. Rock chemistry. Follow the leader. Rock chemistry. Follow the leader. Rock chemistry.
This tape here, okay, before I go into that, Nafir Nun once again. People know me at DN, etc., etc., etc. Now, people might say that this was the hater edition of the No Fear channel. You know what I'm saying? And hey, if that's your issue, if that's your take on this, hey. I'm talking about the MMVAS 2013. Now, I know this industry a little bit more closely than some others. I wouldn't say that I'm an insider, but I'm not on the outside, if you can kind of feel what I'm saying. And I seen what was going on. Now, there was a time in hip-hop, and hip-hop is actually, well, black music is what sets the trend. It's like the litmus. It sets the trend. That's what's able to it sets the style. This is what's going to be going on next. If you notice, everybody kind of dresses hip-hop now. Well, except for the black guys. They dress punk rocker now. But, yeah, MMVAs. For a while now, I've been looking at, the industry here in Toronto, and the industry was non-existent practically until Drake came. And anybody that is in the industry knows this. They can attest to this. Yes, you had Cardinal Official, you had Socrates, you had Chaos. I don't even know if these guys made as much money as Dream Warriors did in Europe, to be honest with you. And Dream Warriors, they had kind of finished years ago, alright? But I know they made some bank in Europe. I believe so. Now, as I said, the industry here was it was in its infancy. The hip-hop thing. We had we had two stations that played hip-hop one day a week. A total for 5 hours a week you'd get hip-hop. And that's what we were living with until Flow came in. Flow came in around, I believe it was 2000, 2001, somewhere around there. And then when Flow 93.5 came in, a lot of shit started changing. You had individuals that are nerds, and I'm not trying to be a dick. The industry is full of fucking nerds. It's like Revenge of the Nerds. That's what it's like. It's like Revenge of the Nerds. Okay? So, a lot of the times these nerds are seeing the man that walk up into the boardroom and they're like, you used to punk me off 10 years ago. Now I can punk you off. And that's why you don't see no real dudes up in the game. Because the real dudes were not having none of this bullshit that these fucking nerds were dealing with. I could draw cards and tell you about people that you know and that you see in the industry going on they bun weed and they do all. And when I was bunning weed, these guys were coming to me and saying, "Oh my God, D, you smoke weed? But why do you do that? What? Isn't that drugs?" And these same fuckers 4 or 5 years later are the ones going on they smoke down the place, So, but that's not even the issue. What I was looking at from back in those times was how they were molding the face of hip-hop in Toronto, okay? They were making sure that Toronto did not become a New York. That's what was going on. New York was perceived as wild and almost anything goes, and it's like black people are feared in New York. They'll bust your ass one time. It's very open. Toronto's conservative. Very conservative, okay? So, at one point, all the rappers in this whole city wore glasses. Now, I'm not saying that if you have poor eyesight or whatever, but it can be a coincidence or a random occurrence for every single rapper coming out of Canada during that period of time to all wear glasses, every single one, and every single, like, there used to be a way you could tell if a song was viable, and I'd be like, oh, that sounds like it's Canadian. That's what we used to be saying here. We used to be saying that shit. No, that sounds like it's from Canada. That's yeah, because the quality. Okay, like that's. No, we didn't have no $1 million studios here that was producing hip hop albums and shit like they did in the States. So certain things make sense, but then when the market started opening up a little bit more, like a little bit more with Cardinal and they made their waves. Like, and I'm not gonna knock any of these guys because, even though they might have done stuff that I wouldn't necessarily do and compromised things that I might not necessarily have compromised, and to be quite frank, the content of their songs is very, it's not gonna last. The content, like, it's very, it means nothing. You know what I mean? Like, it's trivial. It's trivia. It's a fucking ad. But these guys put in their work, right? So I'm not gonna knock that. But there was still no fucking market. There was no market here. Okay? So you start to see what's going on. Well, I started to see what was going on as to how they were molding hip hop and molding music. And I started seeing all these guys like Sean Desmond and a bunch of white acts. And when I'm watching American Idol and Canada's Idol and all this shit, like, you're seeing the black talent being phased out. Like, it's just phased out. And the consent, the way they drop it is like, oh, well, the fans didn't vote for you. But it's bullshit. What's going on is they're trying to make it seem like we as black people are not even good at our own shit. The shit that we started, they're trying to make it so that we're perceived as not even good at that. Okay? So I started noticing that, the hip hop shit, because I remember going into the boardrooms and then these guys telling me shit like, well, yeah, you guys are great, but just, just speak about a party a little bit more. You don't want to get too serious with the lyrics, because nobody, it's not, it's not viable, it doesn't sell, and, like, sex sells and drug sells, and that's the shit that we were hearing, right? Yet still, fucking Public Enemy #1 and Outkast #1, Grammys and shit, like, but you're telling me that the only thing I'm supposed to be able to talk about is fucking sex and drugs and shit, right? But the only ones that get anywhere far, well, at that time, were the innovators. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I've seen that trend going on, and I noticed that, they're trying to commercialize the hip hop, like, on a serious level. Commercialize black music, period, and take control of it. Okay? Now, last year, Drake came on the scene, and he came on the scene hardcore last year. Like, last year was like Drake's year. And if he continues to play ball with those guys, he should be bigger than Will Smith come the next 10 years. He should be. He's half Jewish, shits on his dad, bigs up his mom, like, he celebrates the Jewish shit, like, you know what I mean? Like, and he's an actor. He's an actor. One thing, that guy is skilled, and I'm not gonna say he's not skilled. That guy can rap. He's pretty good. I wouldn't say he's great, but compared to all the shit that's going on right now, yeah, you'd have to say he's great, because if you're making a comparison, you know what I mean. But he's an actor. First and foremost, he's an actor. So, but it was his year last year. So you can't have like the MMVAS, which is a Canadian event, and the Junos. You can't have that shit and not have black representation now, because this guy put you on the friggin' map. Like, you know what I mean? Him and Justin Bieber put Canada on the map when it comes to urban music. Justin Bieber and fucking Drake, okay? Put Canada on the map when it comes to urban music. That's not weird? Okay? So now, I seen that going on, and I was like, you know what? They're just waiting to just yank the friggin' carpet out from every single nigger right here in this industry right now. Watch. in a couple years, you're not gonna see no freaking black rappers and shit no more. Like, you're not gonna even see the shit no more. That's what I was saying. And this year at the MMVAs, there wasn't one black act performing. Not one black performing act. Like, you have a music show, a music video show, the Much Music Video Award show, and you're telling me that you don't have one black act performing? Not one? That's right. And it went right under the radar. Why? Because it's the drop by drop shit. Like, it's the, you turn the temperature up degree by degree and you cook that frog. You know what I mean? So, over time, it just seems like if, like, all this black shit is irrelevant. So now, the only thing that's relevant is Demi Lovato and fucking Heart Attack and shit. Now, this was a long time coming. And it's because we keep doing the same shit, giving everybody praise. Like, I was watching some shit yesterday, I think it was on, what's that show that Howard Stern, America's Got Talent or some shit, I think is, yeah, the one with Howard Stern or whatever. And I'm watching the show for a second, and I'm there chilling out with some people, and, like, some Chinese guy comes on there, or, sorry, I shouldn't say Chinese, I don't know if he's from China. He's a North Asian gentleman, and he does this pop and lock and breakdancing thing. And he was good, he was good. He was about as good as any regular skilled black guy doing that shit. He wasn't as good as the exceptional black guy that does that same shit. He was good though. But the way that these guys gave him praise and standing ovation and all kind of shit, and then the people that I was chilling with are going, oh yes, that was good. That was, I'd say, shut the fuck up with that shit before I smash my fucking TV right now. And people are like, but why? Why are you getting so? Because you guys are so fucking gullible, man. You take everything in. You fucking just take it all in. You fucking program. Like, you're sitting down there, you don't realize this guy's doing the black dance and shit? And you're gonna sit down there and fucking applaud this guy after everybody's just rating this guy for doing our shit? How, you're telling me that everybody that they surveyed in America, he was the only one that does the pop and lock and shit? Really, eh? Really? Out of every fucking body, he was the best, right? Well, no, he wasn't, because I have friends that are better than him. I have friends that are better than that guy that was on the television. Murder that guy in a battle. Murder him. Okay? So I know that he's not the best, but he's getting praise, and then we're going to sit down here and co-sign with these fucking jackasses on the television that say, oh, he's great, like, he's good, and I see way too much. It kind of blew me, I was like, what the fuck, man? Like, if I was up there doing crane style amongst a Chinese audience or a North Asian audience in the Shaolin Temple, okay? And I'm a new jack to this shit. And I come there and I'm trying to do tiger style or crane style or mantis or some shit. You think that the public that's watching me do that is going to say, oh my God, he's amazing. Oh, he's great. They're going to tear my ass down. And try to find every single thing wrong with what I just did. And they've been doing this all the time. This is what... If I was doing friggin' the Bollywood... Like, fuck. Even that shit there. And I don't even... Like... And I have Indian blood in me, too. Like, I'm talking Indian from India, Like, I have that blood in me, too. Okay? So, I don't even give a shit about commenting on that. So, you see that Bollywood dancing shit? That's not fucking dancing. Alright? That's not fucking dancing. That's just doing this, and that's not fucking dancing. And everybody's making some kind of like, something about, oh my God, that's so spectacular, and it's not, no. It's some simple ass shit. That if I was doing that shit, and I was 7 years old, amongst my guys that are like, maybe 8 or 9, they'd be laughing at me saying, what are you doing, dude? Like, come here, let me show you how to rock the backspin and shit. This shit is not complex. But we keep letting in everybody else into our shit and telling them, yeah, you're better than us at our shit. You're better than us at our shit. Until they can turn around and say, see, we're better than you at your shit. And then you have enough monkeys who are going to stay down there and say, yeah, well, you know what? Justin Bieber is really good. Like, for example, Justin Bieber had the audacity to say that he wants to be the next Michael Jackson. And he didn't get reamed by every fucking black entertainer in the industry. This little white boy who can't hold a fucking candle to Michael Jackson, okay? The guy could barely dance. The guy looked, in his first 3-4 videos, the guy looked awkward in his dance moves. Awkward. He learned how to dance. He is not a natural, okay? Usher saw flex and he ran with it. Kudos, Usher. But to go on like Justin Bieber is some kind of fucking mega talent and he's mega good looking and mega this and that, that's bullshit, man. That's bullshit. Like, and then everybody's co-signing and Jamie Foxx is on television. Oh, well, Justin Bieber, he is a good looking guy, you know. And so that people can co-sign to that shit after. You know what I mean? Like, that's some fucking heinous shit, bro. Every black entertainer in the industry should have came up against Justin Bieber and said, you know what, dude? You took it too far. You Michael Jackson? Come on, dog. You're not that good. You're all right, but you know you're not that Michael Jackson, dog. Like Michael Jackson, that's what you should have been. He should have been addressed. Nobody said shit to the dude. So you know that the dude's been given the green light. He's been given the go ahead, and nobody's supposed to speak out against this guy or some shit. You know what I mean? Like, and this Justin Timberlake guy. And, haven't you noticed that Justin Timberlake and Robin Thicke, the beats that they get are some of the most soulful beats that you're hearing in R&B these days? They don't fucking write the music, dog. They don't write the music. So how come they're getting those picks? You telling me that Anthony Hamilton could have mashed up them tunes better than Robin Thicke? Music Soul Child could have mashed up those tunes better than Robin Thicke? But no, we keep giving them the blind and keep saying, yeah, no, it's okay, it's okay. No, it's alright. Come in. Until rock music is now white. What's my point? It didn't start white. In 20, 30 years, it's coming like I'm going to have to be telling my grandchildren that no, hip-hop was started off black. And breakdancing, no, it was black people doing that stuff. Young Nafir. It was black people that started that. He'd be laughing at me. Nah, Pops, that's only those Chinese guys that do that breakdancing thing, man. What are you talking about, Pops? Because that's all you fucking see now. Tell me which Asian was in the movie Crush Groove, Beat Street, Breakin', or Wild Style. Show me which fucking one was in there. You can't. So, you see, this whole shit of how you're watered down everything now, and now you've made it so that I'm not even viable in my shit, in the shit that I started. Like, somebody's watching your ass. Somebody's watching you, okay? And hopefully other people have noticed this as well. But if you haven't, maybe I brought it to your attention now. Just check the performers. Like, Demi Lovato is beating out fucking, like, I think, Nicki Minaj and shit. Like, Classified is beating out fucking Drake. And 2 Chainz and shit. Like, what the fuck? Not like I think 2 Chainz is any good or anything. Like, that's arbitrary. But fucking Classified? Like, I went to the store and I got myself a bat. Then I went and bought myself a hat. Then I went and bought myself a cat. Then I went and bought myself a mat. That's the complexity of the fucking rhyme scheme, dog. Like, and this is what's popping, you know what I mean? Like, but if you think that I'm talking shit, and if you think that I'm, over analyzing, just go back and do a little bit of history, okay? There's a rapper, a white guy known by the name of Vanilla Ice, and there's a white guy known by the name of Eminem, right? Okay. Before Vanilla Ice, how many white rappers and the shit were there in the game? Beastie Boys, third base. I'm trying to think of any others that I could think of. I'm sure there must be one or two, but there weren't that many. I'm trying to think right now, and it's not coming to mind. You can fill me in on the comments if there's any more, okay? And then years and 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 years. Then you have Eminem, okay? Now, out of all the rappers in that span of time, out of all the different rappers, okay, that have come and gone, okay, who are the rappers to get the autobiographical movies made about them? Who? People will say Run DMC. No, because that was some comedic kind of shit, and it was not based on their lives, okay? People will say Tupac. That shit was after he was dead. Who else? Biggie, after he was dead. And that's late. The first one was called, I think it's Cool as Ice. The Vanilla Ice movie. Vanilla Ice had one fucking song. They made fun of this shit on In Living Color. Like, because the guy said, word to your mother, instead of saying word to the mother. Like he said the slang wrong. So it was like who the fuck is this classy? That's what the hood guys, that's what we were saying. We were like, look at this fucking joker. Like, the guy said word to your mother. Like, what the fuck? The guy can't even say the shit right. That guy got the first movie. Okay? After that, no movies about hip-hopper guys. The next movie, Eminem. 8 Mile. They've been looking for their fucking guy to celebrate for the longest time. Okay? So I know this, but like, at least Eminem is skilled. At least Eminem has some skills. Like, these fuckers, it's only because the hip-hop game has been watered down so much to the point where you could just say moon, juice, platoon, baboon, raccoon, like, and get away with that shit, that certain man could even come in the game right now. You know what I mean? Like, I was telling man the other day, like, fucking Chief Keef, and Chief Keef, like, I know he thinks he's some bad boy, but if he came around, I'd fucking slap the fuck out of that guy. Like, enough of these rappers get this shit slapped, like, head off the fucking shoulder. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, like the fucking guillotine shit, slap you like a fucking guillotine. Yeah, a lot of this shit is acting. But beyond that now, right? Because the only reason I'm even saying that is because I heard this Chief Keef guy's going on like he's some bad boy and fucking shooting after people and shit. Yeah, fucking try it. Fucking loser. Classified is average at best. At best. Like, and a lot of these guys, as I said, they'll think it's a hater thing. But a lot of you guys know who I am too. So come, battle, come. And all of you guys know. Well, the ones that know. The ones that know. They ain't no fucking with the end, eh? Like, you guys know. So, like, lyric for lyric, bring it. You know what I mean? Like, you guys are not really that skilled. They're not skilled. So, but now the whole face of the industry is not my face anymore, and in 10 years it's going to be completely white. It's like it's like if all of a sudden, like, just imagine all of a sudden within the next 7 or 8 years, because that's how fast the shit took. Like, it was like from 1996, 97-ish to about 2008, 2007. From that period to that period, complete turnaround. So it's like, you know, you guys follow the NBA, right? So imagine all of a sudden, in the NBA, no more black guys are allowed to, or no more black guys are on the court, like none, and everybody is like 6'2", 6'3", and they're European, and there's no black guys on the court no more. Did black people all of a sudden just forget how to play basketball and shit, you think? Or do you think that was by design? So, yeah, MMVAS 2013, fuck that shit. That shit was some heinous mockery of some shit. And anytime these individuals are trying to do some type of like show that's dealing with artistic genius, and it's dealing with music, dance, and you don't see people that look like me up in that shit, that shit was done on purpose. It is not because it was just they picked the best people. When you see on American Idol, or on The Voice or whatever, the 50 contestants, they surveyed the whole of America, and out of the 50 people that get to be on television, let's say, like 4 of them is black, 5 of them is black. Yeah, because we just forgot how to do our shit. Fucking people. So just so that you know, there's no confusion in this message here. The message is, I saw that mockery of an award show called the MMVAS 2013. When I say saw it, I mean I saw the advertisement when it came on television, and I saw that there was no black performers, and I boycotted that shit. And somebody was talking to me about it the following day, and I just confirmed with them, was there any black performers on the shit? And they laughed and said, you know what? No, there weren't any. And I said, okay, cool. I can talk about this shit now. And so I'm talking about this shit now.
Very African. Come and step in brother's temple, see what's happening. You'll taste the bass flow coming from a zero. Tell me what a sissy know. Funk a lesson is a new flow. Stalking, walking in my big black boots. Living off the earth, eating herbs and fruits. The children await me by the mountain and the river, and gather round the fire for the scroll that I deliver. Let's speak of a house that's from the sand to the sky, and devils ever doubt and wanna measure how high. Your logic reveals you, your mind can't catch it. Dimensions of a god go far beyond brackets. Come into my oven, devils, come and you burn. I can always feel vulture with the strength and black word. You're pissing me off because you swear you're higher level. Back to your cave, get yourself together. Chili and McGilla, chocolate and vanilla. How can polar bears swing on vines with the gorillas, please?